Welcome back to Inspiration Education.
And welcome back to second semester and episode number
21.
21. Yahoo.
And this episode takes us back to the very beginning of the school year. And we thought it would be important to go back because
new beginnings. Second semester always feels like a chance to reset, reboot. And for us, at the beginning of our school year, we take our seniors up on a local mountain, and we teach them about leadership through taking risks, putting them outside of their comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
So we thought we'd like to show you what we do with our seniors as a way to inspire you to take risks, to let go of control, to face your fears, and to inspire you to do great things. And so in a time of new beginnings, why not go back to our very beginning of our year where we had a really cool new beginning with our kiddos.
Right. So maybe you're thinking of your New Year's resolution or something like that as a teacher, you know, I want to do something different. Maybe you've been watching these vlogs and you're thinking, I want to challenge myself, but I'm fearful of that.
Right.
What does that actually look like? Well, we challenge you in this episode to overcome your fear. Just like you're getting ready to watch our students overcome their fears.
Right. And then on the back end, when we debrief, we're also going to add maybe some things that you can, of course, use in the classroom in terms of discussion techniques and questioning, that kind of thing.
This is a school tradition of ours started by Mr. and Mrs. Mulkey, where we take our students up the local mountain here in Tucson, Arizona, and they spend 2 nights and 3 days up on the mountain, just the seniors, learning how to be better leaders, because seniors on your campus are supposed to be the leaders of the campus. So this is sort of formal and informal training on that.
Indeed. And we use our own teachers to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
So please watch this and we'll be back. Yay. Here we are. The amazing pop-up tent. Makes it so easy.
Do a spin.
Do a spin.
Yeah, no shoes are allowed in the tent. That's the rule.
So what I find interesting, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys in here. And then we go over here to our Taj Mahal. And we all have like this much room. Oh my goodness.
Can I?
Jocelyn. Family time, and we're doing arts and crafts.
I mean, no one does.
I know, arts and crafts.
2 hours later.
Feel that. Okay.
Want to try again?
Okay.
Sitting in it, because
Hey,
then
I think you need to like spread it.
I gotcha. It's all spread.
up and then I sit in it. Can I?
Oh my goodness.
Daddy Dan's on the scene.
Getting there, it's
No, the cutest one here. Amelia Earhart. There's the famous Harriet Tubman. From Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, and Daddy Dan on the scene once again.
Dane, what you got for that?
Not Homo sapien.
Homo sapien.
Yes!
That's my favorite thing.
We're talking about relationships.
Oh, I'm out.
That's what.
Good morning. It is August 8th.
Woo!
Second day of SALT, and we are at the initiative site. Mr. Simpson is heading this up. What's initiatives, Mr. Simpson?
So initiatives are going to be team building activities that's going to force them out of their comfort zone, and where they learn support, communication, trust, and discomfort. And so we're going to touch on all those subjects today.
And how does all of that tie into our spiritual walk?
I mean, there's going to be areas in their senior year where they're going to be experiencing those sort of things, and where they're going to try and have control. They want to. I mean, that's one of the big things as humans is we want to have control over things, and part of this is letting that control over to God and allowing our community and each other and our peers and our staff members to be able to come alongside each other. And so it is a true sense of what it means to trust, what it means to be a community. So that's what these activities are designed for.
Yeah, and he just put me in the hot spot, and I had to trust my students to walk this crazy little walk. That is what I just finished doing. Here they are trying to figure it out now.
So like kind of feel around first, and once you have it, then
If you want to talk about inspiration, education, here is just like what Mr. Simpson said, learning how to trust each other. So check this out.
Somebody grab his right leg and then set it. Or you can just like.
So I'm gonna kind of do it. This is so weird.
bring both your feet up to one stick and then step
Can
one
I?
stick at
I
a
can't touch Jinsu, right?
You can.
Touch your shoulders.
Okay, Jinsu, you should try. Never mind. You're good. Never
Just
mind.
step on.
Okay, all
And
right.
then just
So I'm
pop.
about to step. I'm gonna try this again, and if okay.
Just balance.
1, 2. I'm stepping to you, Emily and Jasmine. Ready? 1,
Wait,
2,
put
3.
your hands on their shoulders.
Yeah, I am. All right,
Alright,
follow
you
my
gotta-
voice. Follow my voice. Keep going straight. You're good. You guys are good.
Okay,
All right.
right here.
Now, Jasmine and David, you guys can move as well. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm trying.
Where are you? Oh, there's
All
the
right.
stick. Oh.
Where in senior year do you foresee seeing this whole idea of support and endurance coming into play? That you're going to have to use this?
I foresee it in our senior expos. I know that that's not like one big group thing, but I think the endurance, I mean, obviously it's not an easy project. It's something that teaches you responsibility, that helps you grow in whatever you're doing. And so it is an act of endurance to get through that. But I think it's also supporting one another in our expos.
Okay. So what if we have the people who may not be able to go through as easily go through first, and
like
then
shorter
go through
people?
the smaller holes, and then once we have people on the other side, we could even help like lift people through the higher holes.
That's all right, don't get stressed.
That's
Bro,
the
don't
thing.
get
Remember
stressed.
what
Look,
happened last time.
you're gonna panic.
This
Like,
is where we
don't
calm
panic.
down.
Are you gonna roll an ankle?
I could do it. I don't get hurt.
I feel like.
Oh my gosh, I don't think so.
I don't.
Yeah, no, I don't think this is. I don't think this is our best option.
Grab my hand if you.
Probably.
I'm gonna be there just in case.
Go. Ready, go. Climb through my back. Don't worry. Yeah.
Oh!
Yep.
Don't worry, Jinsu. Dane doesn't get hurt.
Someone take
Good.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I feel like this has never happened
we're good.
before, so everyone's like,
I
"Wow."
don't
You
want.
want me to move over a little more?
It really is coming out.
Oh, I'm not
hold
a
on.
big fan of
Dane,
this.
wait.
I got.
Okay, and now I
Bro,
have
how
to
you
go all the way
gonna
around.
move? How you gonna move, bro?
Alright,
Go down over there. Go down. I got you, bro. Go down a little bit.
Shimmy. Jinsu, you gotta shimmy.
There you go.
He's gonna rotate. He's gonna rotate around.
They got.
Oh my lord.
Don't touch the rope, bro. Hey, bro. I got you, dude.
I can't say.
Just try.
There
Just
are
try.
so many
gotta
people.
rotate them
You are
around.
not gonna.
We're gonna need some. Hey,
wait,
Cody,
wait.
don't worry
So
about
what
it.
if
You
you
try
just jump
supporting
for
his
it?
feet.
No.
You're
You're out of your mind.
Oh my god.
Get his foot up. Get his foot up.
Yep. Now push yourself off.
No.
I'm kidding.
Not do that.
No, you can't go around. We gotta. Your foot needs to go
All right,
back.
I'm gonna jump. I'm gonna jump off.
Your foot needs. Your foot needs to go back.
I'm gonna jump off.
I'm gonna.
Oh!
That was awesome.
I'm so proud.
No wonder this initiative is called Failure and Discomfort.
Jinsu, that was good.
All right, let's gather your stuff.
That was not a good idea.
I like this.
Hated it. Fun.
Very hard.
Liked it. Hard. Challenging. All right. What were some of the things that you guys noticed as a group when I introduced the activity?
A lot of sarcasm from my part.
I was
Okay.
chilling, bro.
I was fine. My only issue was usually I've done that and I'm always the first one to go, but I've never had it to where there isn't a hole enough big for me to just go in by myself.
Mhm.
So that's the first time I've actually had to have people help me. So
How was that
different.
How
And
was it having
was,
people help you?
It was good. I was really thankful for that because I was like worried that I wasn't going to get that help, but you know they did amazing and I got through and I trusted them that they weren't going to fling me one way or another.
Right. Goal for this assignment. Zach, you're the only one who can talk and you're the only one who can see.
Can Zach get off the log?
No, he cannot.
Get off the log.
You cannot.
So,
If you get off the log,
No.
you have to restart.
wait, is it January to December?
You guys, Zach can decide.
Okay, I'm.
Nope. Nope. You can't speak. You're done. You're done talking.
To, like, switch each other with.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh my.
Oh my god.
Now, and I might allow sight to some people throughout, but right now we're gonna start off this way. Okay.
Good.
So,
Will you allow talking to other people?
Nope.
Okay.
The only person who
trust
can
you,
talk.
Zach.
The only person who can talk in this entire activity is Zach.
Zach, we love you. You're my son.
All right. Go for it.
5 month and day.
How do
I don't. Raise your hand. Who's January? Raise your hand. Who's February? Okay. You can go to the end of the line.
Who?
Yeah, that way. Yes.
Who?
Amelia.
Did she fall?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm good. Elves.
Yeah, that's fine.
Emily, you can take off your blindfold.
Oh gosh.
But you can't have your glasses.
And you cannot talk still.
Oh, nope.
Okay.
So hard to get around people.
Yeah.
Last activity, we touched on communication and how important that is that everyone has a voice and everyone has value and is able to speak up. This last activity is going to touch on two things. It's going to touch on fear and trust.
No!
Jump off.
In a few minutes, we're going to be starting our trust fall activity.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are going to be doing a trust fall.
You're excited.
Prior to the trust fall, you guys are going to have a little bit of time to meditate and to spend with God about trying to come up with what's the one thing that you fear the most heading into your senior year. So think about what you're at right now. I want you to come up in your mind, what is one thing that I fear the most heading into my senior year? It's recording. All right.
Yes.
You ready?
Not particularly ready, but.
Okay. Okay, line up your feet. All right, cross your arms. Let's go this way just a little bit. Yep, you're good to go. So you're gonna say, I am ready to fall. They're there.
Oh, okay. Woo, okay, I am ready to fall.
We are ready to catch you.
Now you say falling.
Okay, oh my lord, okay.
Come on.
You got it.
All right, falling.
Wait, guys, make sure.
So Amelia, what are you making there?
Well, we got some jelly and some sunflower butter, and I put Honey Nut Cheerios on it, because let's go for it and see how it works out.
Okay, let's do that.
Yeah.
It's a strange combination.
You know what? It works
And
for me.
let's see the first bite.
You're gonna lose like half your Cheerios.
Oh, I hear the crunch. All right, so here we are. We're getting ready to rappel. Hopefully, it just like literally poured.
Yeah.
So we're hoping that the rocks are dry enough now that we can rappel.
Yeah.
And so Mr. Murray and Jacob Harmon just gave us a debrief on all that. And some of the things that they talked about was healthy fear and unhealthy fear.
Right.
So you confront your fear when you are rappelling down this rock.
Definitely.
And so healthy fear, God gives us a healthy fear. Like you don't want to just like jump off the rock without safety precautions, right? Yeah, He gives us that. But unhealthy fear
is when we don't recognize truth.
Yeah. So the truth for us in this particular moment going down the cliff is
that we have safe gear, we have people who know what they're doing,
I won't look
and
straight down.
yeah, we're gonna be okay.
Yeah. And as we go down that mountain, and maybe before we head down the mountain, we want to maybe shout this word that we've been thinking about this whole trip. What's this one word that we want to focus on that remind us to overcome our fears as we start this senior, well, I'm not starting my senior year. That was like a long time ago. But as like this one starts your senior year, right?
Yeah.
So hopefully, fingers crossed,
That it doesn't rain.
and stay tuned, we'll be back. Trust! All right.
Louder! Okay. Too far.
Oh, God.
You're almost past the hardest part. Okay, Jinsu, you're getting ready to go.
Yes.
And your thoughts are?
I'm excited.
You're excited?
Yeah. I'm very
Not scared at all?
Not really. Right now, I'm not really scared.
Awesome. All right.
When's your birthday? Yo! What? January.
How are you feeling right now?
I'm really excited.
Yeah? Not nervous?
Well, of course there's like fear. That's like a normal thing, but I'm more excited than I am scared.
And then like with like 2 feet like broke the window and then like
Like Indiana Jones.
ULT.
and I've been
How are we feeling?
I don't like heights.
You don't like heights?
So sweet. I don't like heights. I don't know. I'm having mixed feelings.
Yeah.
One part of me is like, I can do it. The other part of me is like, but can I? I really don't want to let go of this rope. I don't want to just like, woo. I mean, I'm safe, but like, woo. Seeing all these people go down, it's definitely calming me.
Opportunity!
My word is lighthouse.
Lighthouse!
It's mine.
All right, Zach.
You got this, Zach. Bravery.
Oh,
Yeah.
bravery!
bravery.
Zach's overcoming his fear of heights right at this very moment. Yes, Zach! All right, you ready?
What's your word?
Dignity!
It's a mindset!
I love that.
First time I did this, woo, took me a long time to do this.
Well, you're doing really good now. Over the edge, think about high feet, and you're doing really good. Yeah, just smooth motions with your feet here.
Mm-hmm.
I love the body position. You're just doing great. Doing good.
Okay.
All right. When you're here, think about high feet still. You can keep shuffling a little bit more, but think about higher feet and a little higher than normal.
So not quite high enough yet?
Right about now, you're good to keep lowering rope and shuffling with your feet. Right now, you're good. Yeah. Home free now. Hardest part done.
Yes, Thomas! Hold that wall!
Woo!
Woo! You
Got it, Mrs. Thomas!
Oh, I'm losing my feet.
You do that, that happens. That's the goal.
Oh.
You slide down now.
Seriously?
Yeah. Hey, it's fun.
Oh, what the make?
You gotta fast rope it.
Oh, hi.
Dan, I'm going in the bush.
Thomas, we love you!
Woo! I love you too. Okay. Yes. Okay, talk to me. What was that like?
It was great.
It's a mindset.
It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be.
Yeah?
I love doing this kind of thing, so.
Really?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just love doing this kind of thing.
You what?
Lean back.
Are you glad you did it?
Lean back.
Proud of you.
Definitely not you.
Proud of you. You did what you said you were going to do and you did not let yourself down.
Had a girl.
Proud.
Heck yes.
Proud of you. Yes.
Had a girl.
Yes. Yes.
We did it. Yeah.
Woo! That's what we came down. That is 80 feet up from what I'm told. I feel like that's a lot higher than 80 feet. Here they go!
See, he's doing that.
Oh, come on.
I wish I would have done that.
Yeah, that looks fun.
I actually wanted to try that.
Okay, should have done that.
Wait, it's recording. Hi.
Okay.
Welcome back. I don't know if any of you were sweating as you were watching kids take a step off the mountain, but that's life, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Right?
And incidentally, this was just my small group of seniors. There are multiple groups up on the mountain with their own chaperones, their own teacher chaperones. And they're not to communicate with each other during their time on the mountain. You're supposed to keep within your group, and there's a real purpose for that.
Absolutely. If you notice, you look at this group, it was a wide variety of kids from socioeconomic backgrounds, cultural backgrounds, cognitive and physical background differences, and we purposefully separate friends from each other. We want kids to interact with kids they normally wouldn't interact with. And by the way, they hear from each other like, oh, you have that first, so do I. They understand they have these shared experiences that they have in common, and it allows them to not just bond together, but to understand each other, to be able to know why they think and behave and act the way they do in class,
and to be able to listen to voices that they otherwise wouldn't listen to, and to also share their voice with people that they otherwise
give
wouldn't.
them a safe place to share their voice.
Right, and that really is just like we were saying at the beginning, and what you heard throughout this vlog. Is that these students, it's training for them to be leaders, and leadership comes in all different forms. You want to be a strong leader, but there's also a time to listen, and we have to recognize that all voices really are important.
Absolutely.
And so this was a way for them to learn how to do that, so that when they do return to campus, when school was back in session, that they could put that into motion.
We find that it pays enormous dividends in the classroom. So obviously it pays dividends on the campus, you know, out in the quad here, when kids are interacting with each other. It pays dividends in the classroom. So the kids interacting with the kids and with us. But also a component of this, if you think about it, is the relationship building between students and teacher. I follow meteoreducation.com, and I subscribe to weekly articles. And one of the articles that I got recently was this idea that it's called Students Learn from the People They Love. Right? So there is this idea that students, when they have these social, emotional bonds with their teachers, that it improves their learning, that they build resiliency. And it pays dividends on the learning end of where they're at.
And you notice that I very much partook in that trust fall, and I also did the rappelling. Super outside of my comfort zone, but I'm also learning about trusting and letting go and stepping outside of your comfort zone.
And we want to model that for our kids.
Yeah,
right.
we do.
So we want to walk the talk.
Right.
And we want to model that for them in every way we can.
So can you go rappelling with your students? Probably not. I don't know. Maybe if you're as blessed as we are, but
you can ask those questions. So those asks you heard, we purposefully put in our debriefs with the kids so that you can see some of the questions that we ask. These are the types of relationships you can be building with your students. Again, while it's eating lunch or you're at a basketball game with them or whatever it is that you're able to do, go and ask questions to your kids. Reflect what's true, good, and right about them. Kids need to hear that. They need to know that their teachers care to that degree about them.
Right, and part of being that willing to, or part of being a caring teacher is being willing to face your fears with them, just like you're saying, where you're asking them questions in the classroom. And maybe that question, as awful as the answers may be, and of course you want to ask for professional feedback, but how do you think the first semester went? You know, what do you think that I could do better as a teacher?
What do you need from me? I asked that of my seniors this week, is what do you need from me in order to succeed? I had them write it down. It was unbelievable what they asked, and I thought, this is a big task, but they deserve that.
Right.
They
if you want to be an effective teacher, you really do have to meet their needs. And how are you going to know what they are? Well, we're teachers. We intuitively know a lot about what our students need, but we should be able to ask. We should be willing to ask. So that might be one way in which you are getting out of your comfort zone and facing your fears. So, so you want to model it. You want to model, if you're asking your students to overcome their fears, you obviously want to model that for them. For you, it might not be rappelling or doing trust falls with a group of your seniors.
It could be modeling transparency. And we've talked a lot about authenticity. Kids sniff the stink. They know.
They do.
And so being able to build those sorts of deep relationships with your kids does matter.
Yep.
Cool.
So,
yay.
Face your fears, help your students, for example, to be great leaders on the campus, and maybe start a new tradition.
Take risks, keep taking risks, try out something new, change your lesson plans up a little bit, do something a little bit different. Keep doing it.
Yep.
Yay. New beginnings.
New beginnings. Don't be afraid to face your fears.
Right on.
With your students.
Cool.
Okay.
All
See
right.
you next time.
Woohoo.
Bye.